Investing is one of the most powerful tools for financial freedom. I want to talk about how investing works and why it matters for retirement planning, and how Black women over 40 can use investing to build long-term wealth. Why investing matters. Okay, there's so many reasons why investing matters. And again, I'm here learning just like you're learning. You hold my hand, I hold your hand. This is what we do together, because in this moment, in this time that we're in for retirement, we have to make sure that we plan accordingly. There's so many different factors why investing is important. You have inflation. Things go up. So you're going to need that extra money. Yeah, you're going to have, your pension, your 401ks and things like that. But those have different pull out times. You might can pull that out at 59 and a half, 55, depending on how it works. I just found out, let me share. I just found out that if I retire from my job, right, if it's 50, 55, 52, whatever, however, 62, whatever, if I retire from my job, you cannot pull out your 401k until 59 and a half. But there's a 55 rule that you can pull it out if you are retiring or resigning or leaving from your employer and your 401ks at your job. Now, if you do have one at your job, you can, and you have other ones out, you can roll that over into that one, and then you have all those 401ks. If you have enough 401 to last you to where you think you need to get to your next funds at 59 and a half, it's a freaking game. It's a game. You know what? I love games. And guess what? I'm about to play one. And we're gonna play it together. But as I mentioned before, why do investing matter is due to inflation, long-term growth. If the longer you keep the money in there, the more money you make, the more money you will have. You can take out the money that you put in. That's another story. We're going to get into that later. When I mean put in, like if you have a brokerage account or a Roth IRA, you can take your money out whenever, but any of the interest money you cannot touch until you get to that certain age, according to whatever you have. I know for me, I'm with Fidelity and I think it's 59 and a half. If I'm incorrect, we'll correct later on. But again, we're not subject matter experts here. We are learning together. So I like how we can just have open dialogue about it, because it's like me sitting and talking to one of my girlfriends. I'm like, hey girl, what you know about this? What you know about this? Let's look that up. And then we can come back and say, hey Kelly, no, that's not right. Okay, Kelly, you did have this right, but you had that wrong. Because I just want to have the conversation. Yes, I can go online and I can look everything up and go to Social Security, go to here and get all the information, but I want to have the conversation, because there's some of us who are not even doing that. And if we have the conversation, it will allow someone to say, you know what, let me get my ducks in a row and do this. Like I said, no shame here. We all about helping each other, because I want to make sure all my girls is good. Okay? My home girls. And another reason why investing is important, it's good for retirement income. Sometimes you can't always depend on the pension being enough or the 401k being enough, and maybe even Social Security. They saying it won't even be none available for when I get through. They've been saying that for the last decade. But any event, you still want to set yourself up right. We cannot wait for the government. I say that so much. And I feel like that's what a lot of us do. And we do it by default. And it's not like, someone told us. It's just like that's the programming that the world can just do. Like radio. It's like, gee, turn it on. Let me let her hear it. Let me let her hear it. And before you know it, you're like, okay, I'm just going to work to 65 or work to 62. The last 2 years, I'll figure it out. And then 60, 65, I'll have my Social Security. If I have anything left, I just live off of that. And it's like, why are we doing this? And I know sometimes life will hit you, because I've been hit with life and I've pulled out 2 of my 401ks. Life will hit you and you have to just go ahead and take it out for hardship. You have to. But then sometimes we get caught up in shopping, living a lifestyle, and all the things. I'm sitting back here reevaluating what I got going on. I'm like, hey, do I really need this? Do I really need that? I have no problem with anything that I have. I can say, you know what? Do I want to live now or live later? And if I do live now, how will I live later? You got to ask these questions. But let's carry on. There's a big difference between saving and investing. And I used to sit back and be like, well, I got a savings. I've been saving. I'm good. I'm this. I got the 401 hitting over here. Got this little index hitting over here. I'm good. But in all reality, when you have your money sitting in a regular bank, and I'm just going to name a few popular ones. You got the Bank of America. You got the Chase. That's like the two popular ones if I can think of. You got PNC. You got Fifth and Third. You got your credit unions and all the, those interest rates are low. Those are some really, really low. It's like 0.00001. And you're not getting nothing. And your money is sitting there. But meanwhile, on the flip side, your money is sitting there, but the people in the bank, like the bank, they're taking those funds and they're taking it out and they're investing your money. And all the other institutions do the same thing. So if you go to American Express, American has a high yield savings for 3.30%. Not quite 4 and not quite 3.5, but it's better than leaving your money at Chase Bank of America. Now, if you're a kind of person that want to have your money on hand, you need to rock out. I know how I get sometimes. I be wanting to be able to know I can get to it. But when it comes to these other institutions, they do have high yield savings, but it may not be that much. But savings, you keep your money sitting there, you're not really growing. High yield savings is growing. Now, investing, that's a whole different ball game, because now if you're going to have your money just sit there and you're not going to touch it, at least let it be working for you. Let me tell you something. I finally invested that $75. I have added more since then. I took the $75 and I only used it in my brokerage account. I haven't put anything in my HSA as of yet. I'm waiting to the end of the month. And I have not put anything in my 401k. I invested it. Do you know I done made a few coins? And like I said, coins. But the fact that my money didn't go to waste is growing. That money would have been sitting in a checking account, which would have gotten nothing. So now I'm sitting here and I'm like, you know what, Kelly? We need to start thinking strategically now. We need to start thinking a little bit more heavier. What are we going to do? Now you can go ahead and you can just go drop 1,000 or drop 10,000, whatever you choose to do, however your money works, and put this money in investing and let it sit there and let it keep every month doing its thing. Or you can keep compounding it on two sides. You can keep adding, or you can let the Fidelity, the ETFs and the mutual funds and all the things like that work through the stock market. So it could be done on two sides. So yeah, I hope you understood that, because I got myself a little turned around. But let me know. Moving on from the difference between saving and investing and the potential growth that comes from it is insane. From investing, there's so much potential growth, and I wish I would have done this sooner. But like I always say, it's never too late. Starting over, doing something, jumping in, it's never too late. Better late than never. And sometimes where we are, we can play catch up. What are some simple investment strategies? Let me tell you something. Your girl, I tell you, when I say I am knee deep, I am knee deep in this. And I can't wait to have more in-depth conversation about investing and sharing with you. Like, I'm definitely going to do a series on me investing and me retiring and do the different things, so I can actually show you some of the ETFs that I'm using and things like that. We're getting into it. But before I carry on and get into my longs, what are some simple strategies? Index funds. We like index funds. That's mutual funds, and that's ETFs. Yeah, ETFs. You can invest in those via a brokerage account, a HSA, Roth IRA, a traditional. It's so many different ways you can do that. But I've only started out with a brokerage account, and with my HSA and my Roth IRA, I'm only probably going to invest in 2 ETFs to keep that one more solid and just compound on it. I know I'm going to do VTI, and I'm probably going to do, I wrote it down. I think it's SCHD. These are the codes. Girl, we're going to get into it. I hope you're ready, because it's not hard. It's just intimidating. But once you get it and you understand, You're gonna wanna drop your money in like you at the casino. I'm telling you. So as I mentioned, index funds, retirement accounts, and with the retirement accounts, as I mentioned, brokerage accounts, SHA, and what's the other one? I can't think of it right now. Roth IRAs and IRAs. It's so many different other ones that you can definitely open up to actually trade money and things like that. But the most common is those three, especially for when you're talking about retirement. And the other strategy is consistency. Letting the money sit. Letting it sit right there, letting it do its thing, let it compound and adding to it. Like I was sitting back, I was on the Fidelity, they call it a retirement calculator. So you let them know what your age is when you're looking to retire and how much money you have right now that you could put your hand on to actually save or actually invest. And then how much money you want to have when you retire or how much your expenses you believe they're going to be. They give you a calculation at the end on what you should do, how much money you should be investing on a monthly basis, or if you got to play catch up, what you got to do. Girl, Fidelity, Vanguard, Suave, I think it's Merrill Lynch. Get you one. I think Merrill Lynch and Schwab might cost, but the free one, I don't think Schwab may not cost. But I do know that Vanguard and Fidelity, there's no cost because they're one of the free ones. And I have Fidelity. So now we covered and we know, why it's important to invest, all the good things. But why starting later can sometimes work better. You're focused. You ain't spending all that money. You ain't just doing things just to be doing things. I know for me, I do treat myself. I do things. I do go places and things like that. But for the most part, I am very frugal. I live below my means. I don't just spend money. I don't have a high overhead. I'm not paying for a whole bunch of stuff that I don't need to be paying for to keep. That I don't have it. Don't have it. So I feel like now I'm in a spot where I'm definitely more focused. These years, for some of us, your income is higher. So now you have more disposable income where you can actually put this money into a brokerage account, HSA, or a Roth IRA. And if you make more than, the income limits for the Roth, you can do the regular traditional IRA. There is a cap that you can put in on all of them, not the brokerage, but there's a cap on those that you cannot exceed. So, hey, however that might go. But I would still take advantage of it. Even if you do make over a certain amount of money, take advantage of it. A lot of people are entrepreneurs, they're business owners and things like that, and they may pay themselves a high salary. This is when you have to sit back and say, hey, I know I can pay myself X, Y, and Z. Maybe I need to scale back on what I got on the W-2. And then I can just do owner withdrawals for whatever that might be for. Play the game. Just to repeat what I mentioned, being more focused at this time in our lives, having more disposable income, but also having a strategy, a disciplined strategy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have everything automated. I want to see how it looked beginning. I want to see how my money does. I want to see how everything went. Like I put the money in, I got my email. I figured out how to do my trading, got my ETFs. Then I want to see how the money grew. I want to see if anything went up, went down, lost anything. I want to see how it looked. And I got my little emails in letting me know that my money has been traded. I did this, I did that. And it made me feel good. And it also let me, even if I don't want to do it anymore, I can pull my money out. Say, this is too much for me. I can't play this game. So you're not locked in. You're not locked in, but it's there for you and you can utilize it. So saying all of that, I'm going to definitely have a very disciplined strategy. Everything for me will be automated. It's going to come out my checking account quick, fast. I'm even going to know it even hit. Go into Fidelity, go and start trading. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to let the system just go ahead and do it. I'm not going to be checking everything once a week, once a day. Nope, that'll have the anxiety that I don't need. I'm going to check it once a month when I'm doing bills to sit back and to see how things grow. Now we got a good moment and I need to go look and I'll go look. Is another thing that you have to think about. You can definitely sell and all the different things and trade and all that, but we ain't looking to sell. We looking to grow. We looking to grow. So, in saying all that, if you enjoyed this conversation, you know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hype it up because we want to get other like-minded women over here with us to chime in on the conversation, especially those women who are finance heavy, who's into this type arena, to kind of educate us a little bit more and whatnot. Yeah, we let that over here. You know, I love community. So, yeah. And if you also know a black woman over 40 who would love conversation like this, who's ready to start over on that vibe like we are, better late than never, share with her. Bring her on over here. Hey, sis. I will catch you in the next one.